This is remembering Harold and Gladys, my next-door neighbors for many years. If you live long enough in one place, you encounter unforgettable characters. They do not simply pass through your life and disappear into the mists of the unknown. On the contrary, they become a part of your daily existence, an indelible part of your memories. Harold and Gladys were like that for me. They lived in the duplex next to my grandfather's home for decades and decades. They knew me from my birth until they moved into the Central Valley in old age to be close to their son. Harold really belonged to the entire downtown Menlo Park community. Harold's property, like my grandfather's, extended far beyond the dimensions of lots today. His backyard was a farm that produced its bounties throughout the year. Day after day, Harold would greet people walking down the main drag of Menlo Park. He would invite them into his farm to brag about his current crop of fruits and vegetables, and each visitor would leave with healthy treats for their suburban kitchens. Harold and Gladys knew me for decades. In my early adult years, I lived in my grandfather's studio apartment above his home. They saw me walking endlessly up and down Santa Cruz Avenue as I tried to sort out the meaning and direction of the life ahead of me. They saw my indecision and my confusion from their living room windows. Years later, when my growing family lived in my grandfather's home, Harold and Gladys saw me playing in Fremont Park with Whitney, my second daughter, in the evenings and on my days off. Gladys told me that she and Harold were amazed that the lost young man that they knew became such a devoted and even playful father. Well, one day as I walked past his driveway, Harold was planting Japanese maple trees next to the fence bordering Fremont Park. He looked at me and said, "They all laugh at me. They say the trees will never survive. I will show them." And he kind of smiled. Now, about 30 years later, Harold's Japanese maples are year-round subjects of my photography. During every season, from every angle and every light, they delight my camera with their beauty and grace, and their images show up on this series of videos. If you live in one place long enough, people move on. Their careers, their life interests, their family needs lead them to journey beyond your physical presence. About 25 years ago, that time came for Harold and Gladys. Age took its toll, as it does on all of us. Harold told me that he was concerned about helping Gladys go up and down the stairs of their duplex. It was time for them to move to the Central Valley to be near to their son. I honestly don't know what happened to Harold and Gladys after their departure from Menlo Park. If you live long enough in one place, you put down roots. You and the place develop a synergistic relationship. You care for the place, and the place nurtures your spirit, your heart, and your soul. Leaving the place becomes a kind of dying, a passage into an unknown future. Just before they left, I saw Gladys in the old co-op market. I expressed my sadness at their departure. Gladys nodded. She acknowledged the need for the change and sighed, "Moving will take years off our lives." If you live long enough in one place, you endure the inevitable changes that come with age and time with a special poignance. Ultimately, you experience the truth of the words written about George Lee Mallory, the great mountain climber, after his tragic end on Everest in 1924. The price of life is death. But if you live long enough in one place, you can leave a mark on the companions from your journey. You leave a memory that extends beyond our frailty as mortal beings. And that memory can bring warmth in the cold and light in the darkness of our most difficult days and nights. Thank you, Harold and Gladys, for a lifetime of precious memories.